Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I know so many of you over on TikTok have been blowing up the comments asking for this, so today we're finally doing some customer reviews analysis for it. But before we dive into that, be sure to check out this exclusive discount available for it. You'll find it in the description and in the first comment under this video. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Let's start with our first reviewer's experience.
This reviewer found this electric scooter to be surprisingly powerful, noting that it handles hills with ease while maintaining a consistent speed. For anyone sticking to paved roads, the shocks provide a comfortable and smooth ride. Our reviewer mentioned that the setup process was mostly straightforward, though it went much more smoothly using personal tools rather than the supplied kit. The instruction manual, however, was not entirely accurate for this specific model, referencing features that weren't present and leaving some guesswork for tasks like mounting the basket. Minor pre-ride checks, such as putting air in the fat tires and potentially tightening the brake mounts, might be necessary. Once it's ready to go, the user experience is refreshingly simple. This client appreciated the throttle-only design, which means there are no complicated modes or speed settings to cycle through. Your speed is controlled directly by the throttle. The display is equally minimalist, showing only the essential battery life. Starting the vehicle is done exclusively with a key, which has 3 positions. The reviewer found that only the 3rd position fully powers the throttle, and they advised against using a large keychain that could dangle and cause issues. On the road, this personal vehicle is described as a fun ride, well suited for short commutes. It's fast, so riding with caution is essential. Securing it is also simple, with plenty of space to fit a lock through the wheel and frame. The main piece of advice was to avoid riding in the rain or on very wet roads, not for safety reasons, but out of concern for protecting the battery and motor from potential water damage.
Great! Now let's see what our next reviewer has to say about their experience.
This reviewer found that this electric scooter arrived well packaged. Being someone who likes to follow instructions precisely, our reviewer felt they could have been a bit clearer. Thankfully, a helpful assembly video on the product page, despite being for a slightly different model, made the process easier. All in all, putting it together was a quick job, taking only about 15 minutes. A nice surprise was that the battery came with a decent amount of charge, allowing for an immediate test ride right out of the box. Initially, this client had some reservations, especially concerning their kids wanting to ride it and the potential for falls. However, the inclusion of 3 selectable speed settings quickly put those fears to rest. The first speed offers a gentle pace, perfect for beginners, while the second provides a bit more zip. The 3rd setting unleashes the scooter's full potential. The great thing is that the scooter handles the same in every mode, it just caps the maximum speed. For our reviewer, who is on the heavier side, the top speed hovered just under 20 miles per hour, suggesting that a lighter person could likely go a bit faster. Despite being over 6 feet tall and perhaps looking a little big for the frame, they found the ride to be surprisingly comfortable. The practical features also earned praise. The attached basket is genuinely useful for carrying a few things to the park, and the bright headlight and tail light are great for riding in the evening. The kickstand and brakes both work exactly as they should. While the horn is a simple, old-school bell mechanism, it's perfectly adequate for its purpose. Overall, it's been a huge hit with the kids and a fun way for the whole family to get around the neighborhood. The battery life has proven to be more than enough for their typical use, making this electric scooter feel like a fantastic value.
Alright, let's find out what our next reviewer has to share.
This reviewer initially harbored some doubts about purchasing this electric scooter, but those quickly dissipated upon its surprisingly fast arrival. Unpacking it revealed another pleasant surprise. All the necessary tools for assembly were thoughtfully included, a detail that immediately impressed our reviewer. However, the initial riding experience was far from smooth. Never having operated an electric scooter with a hand throttle before, our reviewer found the controls peculiar and felt quite off balance, leading to the unsettling thought that a poor decision had been made. The front brakes, it seemed, were incredibly tight, and our reviewer mistakenly believed this was their normal operation. The confusion deepened when accelerating, and then releasing the throttle would cause the scooter to immediately halt. Imagine the bewilderment, thinking this stop-and-go motion was the intended functionality, which made for a very disjointed and frustrating ride, making the whole experience feel far too complicated. It turns out the source of the trouble was a simple, accidental mishap during unpacking. The brake cable had somehow moved slightly, catching on the rim of its housing. This seemingly minor misplacement was just enough to engage the front wheel continuously, causing all the unexpected braking and the sensation of having to constantly accelerate. After a thorough, careful inspection of the components, our client specifically checked the cable connecting to the caliper. With a gentle nudge, it simply fell into its correct position, resolving the entire problem instantly. What a transformation! Problem resolved. Our reviewer, who is 61 years old, is now happily commuting from work to home and even enjoying extended rides beyond. This experience truly highlights how easily misunderstandings can arise. Our reviewer admits that without this careful inspection, a terrible review would have been given, speaking ill of the product, yet it was merely a circumstantia.
And that's a wrap. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you've got thoughts. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.